This video will walk you through how to organize an argument. First, we need to ask, why does it even matter? When you're in a debate, it's super important that the audience is able to follow your points. How you organize it will really help with that. Second, it helps to build your ideas or arguments logically, building from one point to the next so that they go sequentially and make sense to the audience. And lastly, we have to think carefully about what you want the audience to remember. If you put something towards the end, it is more likely the audience is going to remember it more than what happens at the beginning. There are three major methods of organization. The first is a classical method. For this, you have an introduction, you explain your side, you explain the other side, you provide proof for your side, and then you have a conclusion. This is really good for prioritizing your ideas because yours come first and you also end with the evidence for your side. It really helps to help the audience remember what you want them to, not necessarily both sides. Another method is called the Rogerian method. For this one, you have an introduction, you explain the opponent's view first, then explain your view, and then you talk about a middle ground solution before coming to a conclusion. This is good for helping to solve an issue or helping people come together. Lastly is the Toulmin method. In this one, you have what's called a claim, where you introduce your claim. You have your grounds, where you provide your evidence. You have a warrant, where you explain your evidence, and these two can go back and forth. You have a backing, where you talk about the bigger picture of why it matters. You have a qualifier, where you explain the limits, and you have a rebuttal, where you address the opposition. This is good for explaining big concepts and issues and understanding ideas deeply. Let's look at some examples of these three major methods. We'll talk about the same topic for all three. First is the classical method. Here's how that argument should look. You would say, we should get a dog. That's your introduction. You explain your side. A pet would make our home much happier and improve mental health. Then you explain the other side. Others might say that a cat would do the same. Then you provide proof for your side. However, a survey found that 36% of dog owners reported being, quote, very happy, and only 18% of cat owners said they were, quote, very happy. And then end with a conclusion. This is why we should get a dog. The Rogerian method looks a little bit different, but to use the same topic, it says, we should get a dog. That's my introduction. I explain the opponent's view. I know that some people will say we should get a cat. There's the opponent's view. Explain my view. However, dogs make us happier. A survey found that 36% of dog owners reported being very happy and only 18% of cat owners said they were very happy. Now is where we talk about the middle ground. If we got a small dog, it would satisfy both parties. And in conclusion, so we should get a dog. Lastly, the Toulmin method is a little bit more detailed, but with the same topic. We should get a dog. My claim, my grounds, where I provide my evidence. A survey found that 36% of dog owners reported being very happy and only 18% of cat owners said they were very happy. Now my warrant, where I explain my evidence. This would help our mental health. Now I'm going to my backing, where I broaden out my explanation. A boost in mental health would improve our relationships. Now I provide a qualifier, which are the limits. This would only work with proper training for the dog. Lastly, I'm going to address the opposition. Some might say the responsibility would be too much, but it would still bring us joy. A few key questions to ask when you're thinking about how to organize your argument. 1. Do my points need to go in a specific order to build? If so, order them sequentially. 2. What do I want my audience to remember? It helps to put that part last. Do I want to start by coming in hot with my own ideas, or by showing a balanced perspective, by maybe talking about the opposing ideas first? And then, when would be the best to address the counter-arguments? As you're thinking through your arguments, it's really important that you're really being critical and thinking about the effect that you want the organization of your argument to have on the reader.